we're doing our hair for the 2011-2012 local comps for Toxic. Some of the things you're going to need is a hair straightener. You need a comb. You're going to need a ponytail, bobby pins, and of course your bow. You're going to also need some freeze spray, hairspray, the strongest stuff you can get. I use this brand. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to do is straighten your hair. As you see, we've taken Samantha's hair and we straightened it as poker straight as we could get it. This is what we're going to be doing for our local competitions this season. Once you get the hair completely straight, you're going to grab the comb. You're going to section the top part of your hair out. The way I section this is from your end of each of your eyes straight back. Come straight back, either side of the eye, make a nice straight line back, come across the back of the head, right about the top of your head where your bow is going to sit. It's where you want to stop the hair. Take all this hair and direct it forward over your face. You can section this out with clips if it helps you. I'm just going to lay it straight in front of Samantha's face. I'm going to take the back section that we just pulled, take the about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch section, lift it up, and then I'm going to start back combing. You just take the hair, come about this high in the air, and push down. Push it and make knots up against the scalp. Each section, once you complete it, give it a little bit of hairspray so it stands, as you see, straight up. Grab your next section, which is 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch again. Lift it up and back comb the hair down. You want to form knots against the scalp and then put a little bit of hairspray on. And once again, you see her hair standing straight up. Keep working your way forward, doing the same thing. As you notice, Samantha's hair is really thin, so it's really important that I take small sections. Now this very front piece of hair that you see sitting in front of her face, you're not going to want to back comb, or you want to put very little back combing in. That's the part that is going to be shown and sticking out. So if you do a lot of back combing here, you're going to see knots sticking out the front of your bump, which you don't want. But with people with thinner hair, you're going to need to put a little something in there so that the top of your bump doesn't make a diagonal back. So I just put a little bit in there and a little bit of hairspray. So what you're going to want to do now is you got everything teased, and you're just going to want to start directing it backward, kind of blending your sides in a little bit with your bump so that it has an attractive look. You do not want a big drop off, because you're not going to like the way that looks. So you gather all this hair back for this bump, pull it back into the center of the head, just using your fingers to play with it until you like how it's looking. And you form the bump. You want to get it all pulled back to one central location in the back of your head, kind of playing with it so you're liking how it looks. Keep in mind your bump should start at the front of the head, go up, and then bump back. It should not go back in a diagonal. Take your bobby pins and place them at the back of your bump from one side to the other. You're going to do this to secure all these hairs, especially if you have bangs. You do not want your bangs coming out in the middle of the competition when you're stunting, tumbling, doing your dance. You just want this really secure. Nice and secure. And then you're going to do hairspray again, getting anything that's by any stray hairs, getting them pulled up and away from the face. We don't want any stray hairs on the face. Absolutely none. Alright, and as you notice, her bump comes straight up over her head, and from the side you'll see it comes up and then directs its way back. It's not heading back in a diagonal. Okay, so we got a nice good bump off of her. And then we're just going to comb through the hair, make sure we don't have knots, because that hurts when you're pulling it up. The next thing to do is we're doing our hair half up. So you have straight hair, you got your bump done, all these little hairs all by your face are pulled up and out of the way. You're going to take your hair from the back of your ear. You're going to come straight up to the top of your head from this side, from the back of the your ear, and straight up on this side. So take your comb once again, run it straight up to the top of the head, separate the hair, and start directing all this hair upward. And then over to this side, from the back of the ear and straight up, pulling everything upward. Combing it, trying to blend. Pull the hair that was put at the top of the head. Make sure you include the hair that was bobby pinned, the straight hairs, in with your ponytail. You're putting the ponytail straight on the top of your head. So you're just going to keep moving the hair around till you like the way it's looking. Getting it all pulled up, gathered together. Once you get it in your hands and you're liking how it is, do a little hairspray. This is for all your stray ends. And then once again, direct it all up until you're liking how it's looked. Do not wait until you put your ponytail in to put your hairspray on for the first time here, or you're going to have all these bumps and you're not going to like the way your hair looks. Alright, so we've directed it up, we've sprayed it for loose ends, and we've combed it again, and we're liking how it looks again. Then we're going to take our ponytail, and we're putting our ponytail straight on the very top of her head, so making it sticking straight up. And we want to secure this very well so that her ponytail does not come out. So after we've got that in nice and good, and as you can see, we're going to turn her hair sideways. It is sticking straight up on the top of her head, right back like this. Okay? So then at this point in time, yes, once again, we're going to take the hairspray. And we're just going to spray up all these loose ends that came out since we were just putting it up. Hairspray is your best friend. Just keep spraying, making sure that we have no stray hairs on the face, nothing to get in our eyes while we're competing. The last thing that we need to do is attach our bow. The way we put our comp bows in, we take the bow, we hold it straight up in the air, and we set it down on in between our ponytail and our bump. There should be a very little spot in between the two. Just slip it right in there, and then you're going to start attaching the bow into where your ponytail is. Now you want to try to get the ponytail from the bow on top of and underneath by the scalp of your old bow. Put it in nice and tight. You do not want this coming out. So then we got our bow, and it's going to sit up on top of the head like this, and then we've got our streamers, and they're going to be directed toward the face like this. Alright, so in this situation, our streamers are not touching Samantha's eyes, so that's good. If they were, we would lift them up a little bit so that they're out of her eyes. In this situation, we can clearly see they're not going to go into her eyes. Depending on when you put your ponytail in your head, you'll have to make the decision. If these streamers are hanging down in Samantha's eyes, we need to lift them up, right in the middle here, push it up towards the bow, and set it down. See how I just shortened the streamers? You'll then take a bobby pin, and you'll only bobby pin from the inside part of the bow, right here, by the bump, ponytail, this inside of the streamer. You'll bobby pin right in here to shorten the streamer. If your streamers do not need shortened, and you like how they're looking, they're not in your eyes, you still want to take the streamer, set it down against the head right here by the bump, and place a bobby pin in to secure your ends. So once again over here, if we need to shorten it, we lift the ponytail, we lift the streamer up towards the bow, and we place a bobby pin in. Over on this side, we clearly don't need the streamer shortened, so we just set it down in a nice spot. We like how it looks, and we secure the streamer to the head so that we're certain that it's not going to move. Once you've got this all done, you fix your bow a little bit, you look at your bump, and if there's any stray hairs, you then fix them with hairspray, and once again, you spray the hair down. And this is how we're doing our hair for the 2011-2012 local competition season.
Misplaced trust in old friends, never counting regrets. By the grace of God, I do not rest at all. And New England